Many supreme beings rushed to hunt Luo Feng. However, those who tried to hunt him all failed after Luo Feng performed his talent technique domain. As for those who arrived late, they couldn't even begin to chase him after him because he was already deep in the space-sealed area. They all gave up. Yet, at the same time Luo Feng's secret technique domain went public. The great beings who chased Luo Feng all knew about it and spread the news. Many great beings of other races were stunned by the news that Blade River Emperor had such an exceptional skill. Pei Feng Knight was furious after learning about domain. He dared to look down on me. He didn't even perform that technique when I attacked him. He didn't even fight with all his strength. Well played, Blade River. Why did he dodge it again? Why is it so difficult for him to die? Bark Mirror Emperor was exasperated after realizing this. He roared so hard that the walls of his room cracked. While the other races were shocked, the human race was thrilled. The talent technique domain was bestowed by the universe and couldn't be gained by practice alone. Blade River Emperor will be able to survive for a long time with this technique. As long as he doesn't meet any universe masters, he'll be able to survive. Talent technique domain is indeed incredible, and many universe knights aren't able to deal with it. However, some still have extraordinary skills. For instance, the most powerful world tree is already able to control space and time as well as a universe master. There are other special life forms who can suppress the talent technique domain. Through the virtual universe, Luo Feng learned about the discussions outside, which made him further realize that the only way to win respect from other great beings was power. Many universe knights concluded that Luo Feng going to the original star meant he was rushing to his own death. After they witnessed him performing his talent technique domain, however, the number of naysayers declined in number. Domain is only used for escape, thought Luo Feng. In the original star, one must fight for true treasures. Fleeing is not enough. Force armor, I must have it. Compared to force armor, the talent technique domain was nothing. Force armor was an item desired by supreme beings like Flame Emperor. Even Primal Chaos City Leader was willing to fight to the death for a true treasure like that. 10 years passed. At the top of Thunder Island stood Primal Chaos City Leader. Luo Feng, the original star will be open tomorrow. I heard that you're going too? Yes, teacher, Luo Feng said, standing behind Primal Chaos City Leader. What's your plan? Primal Chaos City Leader asked. Who do you want to team up with? Did you invite some great beings? No, Luo Feng replied. If you want to team up with someone, I can help, Primal Chaos City Leader said. You're still relatively weak. Senior Universe Knights often find some great beings to help them and give them a higher chance of survival. You should also find some suitable great beings to help you. Team up with whom? Luo Feng shook his head. Senior Universe Knights can't help me much. As for Universe Overlords, even if they say yes, it'll be because of you, and from the bottom of their hearts, they'll believe that I'm dragging them back. I'd better go there by myself. You're thinking of doing this by yourself? Primal Chaos City Leader was startled. I just want to go there to broaden my horizons, said Luo Feng. I'll be careful. That's right, you have your bloody sea. Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. It's all in your hands. But Luo Feng, why would you go to the lands of the Flame God race and perform your talent technique domain? A revealed trump card is no longer a trump card. If the enemies wish to attack you, they'll prepare for this technique. You need to make sure that it's the only option before you show your trump card. I understand, Luo Feng said. I decided to go there because of something private. Something private? Primal Chaos City Leader glanced at Luo Feng. Then I won't ask any further questions. However, I must remind you that the lands of the Flame God race belong to Flame Emperor, who is one of the top-tier universe masters. He was as talented and exceptional as you. If you've done some research, you'll know that Flame Emperor is a human. He was beyond exceptional. He never failed, and nobody at his level could rival him. He never failed, and he respected nobody. He's a fearless great being. However, he also believed that nobody could suppress him, and he got too ambitious. He couldn't live with being under others. Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head. Luo Feng listened quietly. Too ambitious and couldn't live with being under others? To top it all off, something's wrong with his mental state, said Primal Chaos City Leader. He only remembers how others have wronged him. He cannot remember the good that others do for him. Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head. After becoming a Universe Knight, he grew ever more arrogant and tyrannical. And he was extremely selfish. Extremely selfish? Said Luo Feng. He dared to attack Universe Masters within his own race. Primal Chaos City Leader exclaimed. He attacked them for their valuables. Gigantic Axe Founder decided to punish him by imprisoning him, but little did he expect that Flame Emperor had betrayed us humans with beings from his hometown. It was a great joke to the rest of the universe. Luo Feng was startled. He's indeed a genius! Primal Chaos City Leader exclaimed. And every time I see you, it's like seeing him. We human cultivated him, but he turned his back on us. Every time there was a war between the races, he grew crueler toward us humans. Chaos City Leader shook his head. Luo Feng, if he attacks you, just summon me, and I'll be there instantly. Okay. Luo Feng nodded. Luo Feng was stunned to realize what his second brother was really like. Selfish? Thought Luo Feng, recalling everything he had been through. Yeah, he's selfish, all right. Force armor was left by Masters Washanku to me, but he tried to keep it. On the second day, the original star opened. It was a massive party for the billions of races in the universe. Of course, the Undying Fighters didn't know of it, as it was a killing festival for the Supreme Beings. Though Luo Feng was in the territory of the Flame God race and couldn't see the opening of the portal to the original star, he could still watch the scene through the virtual universe. The power from the opening of each portal was more terrific than that of Universe Masters. Various groups flooded into the original star. 10,081 portals were distributed throughout the universe. Supreme beings from all the superpowers, made up of billions of races in the universe, flew into the portal and entered the original star. 10,081 original stars. The slaughter was about to begin. The universe takes care of me, said Flame Emperor. Force armor is about to be taken by my third brother, and I have to hand it over because of Masters Washanku. Perhaps I can get better true treasures. Flame Emperor walked into a portal to original stars and landed on one. The biological spaceship traveled through the mist. Luo Feng had a simple life, spending most of his time on space law and the beast god path. Luo Feng had already fully comprehended the second mystery of space law, seal, during the 80,000 years of creating ultimate techniques. As for the third one, strangle, he was close. One could become a universe knight after completing the comprehension of all three mysteries and combining them as one. Apparently, Luo Feng needed a long time. It's cruel in the original stars. Although Luo Feng didn't go, he watched some footage taken by some great beings who made it out. Original stars were closest to the land of origin in the universe. They were stars full of valuables, and they were filled with hazards. It was the first place Luo Feng knew of that couldn't connect to the virtual universe. My decision was a wise one, he said. Without the force armor, I can only flee with my power. To Luo Feng, he went through a peaceful 100 years, yet on the original stars, 12 large-scale battles took place because of the valuables. Hundreds of universe knights and more than 20 universe overlords died during those wars, but all the universe masters survived. Of course, all the superpowers were excited by the slaughtering. The more precious the valuables were, the more great beings they were willing to send out. The footage isn't even clear. Luo Feng shook his head. The level of the slaughter there is apocalyptic, and there's no way to record the battles clearly. Shame. None of the battles have anything to do with me. Luo Feng stood in the control room and watched the three lands in the distance through the virtual scene. They were the inhabitants of the Flame God race. Although he finally saw the lands, he was still so distant from them. It took him another month to get to the border. A silver-armored Undying warrior flew towards him. His eyes glinted furiously. This is the territory of the Flame God race. How dare you come here, human? Hung. Luo Feng frowned. Godly force permeated from him, suppressing the Undying fighter of Flame God race. Flame Emperor! I've arrived at your territory! Luo Feng shouted, looking at the main palace surrounded by the three lands. Show yourself! What audacity! The Undying Yan Shen warrior shouted angrily. A long spear suddenly appeared in his palm, and he pointed its sharp tip at Luo Feng. Human, Flame Emperor is not someone at your beck and call. Flame Emperor was the absolute ruler of the Yan Shen race, so even though Luo Feng displayed formidable power, this warrior was not intimidated enough to retreat. Luo Feng looked at the Undying warrior. Though surrounded and oppressed by his power, the warrior was filled with fighting spirit. The moment his godly power dispersed, it would drown this Undying warrior with its absolute power, yet the eyes of that Undying warrior were so filled with anger that they looked as though they could spout fire. He did not give any further utterance. Luo Feng looked toward the main palace and said, Flame Emperor, even this lowly Undying warrior has the guts to shout at me. Why are you in hiding? This is your sanctuary, where you can control the space and time. Don't you pretend you can't hear me!" Finishing his words, Luo Feng waited in silence. Indeed, everyone knew that this was the home of the Yan Shen race, where Flame Emperor possessed ultimate control. If he pretended to turn a deaf ear to Luo Feng's words, that would be him taking Luo Feng for a fool. Mere seconds later, a strong wave of godly power spurted out from the main palace in the distance, and was followed by a complete closure of the sealed space. With a flash of light, a figure appeared directly before Luo Feng. "Are you Luo Feng, the human Blade River Emperor?" asked a burly, single-horned man with a bald head. He wore black war armor and was approximately 30 feet tall. His body was plastered with scales resembling those of a snake. Even his face was covered with scales, leaving only his scalp bare and shiny. He was a universe knight of the Yan Shen race. Luo Feng nodded. "Yes," he said. "I am Studeron Knight," the single-horned, bald knight said with a smile. "Flame Emperor has instructed me to wait here for Blade River Emperor, and here you are, finally. The moment I learned of your arrival, I closed the sealed space meant to protect our race without delay." Luo Feng laughed to himself. Closed it? He knew the sealed space had been specially prepared for him. As the two conversed, the undying warrior who was oppressed by Luo Feng's godly power could not hear a single word. Studeron Knight gestured to him. "Would Blade River Emperor be so kind as to release my fellow man?" Studeron Knight asked. Luo Feng retracted his powers upon request. Studeron Knight turned to the undying warrior and commanded, "Take your leave quickly." "Yes, Knight." The undying warrior gave a few respectful bows. Then, in an instant, he disappeared. Studeron Knight gave a smile and looked at Luo Feng. "Blade River Emperor, please follow me." Luo Feng followed with a nod. He was not afraid of whatever tricks Flame Emperor had up his sleeves. While he was on his way here, he had met with all sorts of obstacles, and nothing had brought him down. Now that he had arrived at the territory of the Yan Shen race, if Flame Emperor was unable to play nice, it would be an insult to Luo Feng and an insult to their teacher, Sitting Mountain Guest. The duo teleported directly to the palace grounds. There were endless flames around the palaces, and they burned an empty path right in the middle. At the end of the path, several undying warriors of the Yan Shen race stood deferentially on both sides. Luo Feng and the single-horned knight walked side by side. "Where is Flame Emperor?" Luo Feng asked. "That is the main palace," the single-horned knight said, pointing to the highest palace in the distance. "It is also where the Flame Emperor resides. The two other palaces on each side are the secondary palaces where common guests reside. Blade River Emperor, please proceed to the secondary palace hall. You may be granted an audience with Flame Emperor when he returns." Luo Feng changed his countenance. "Buying time?" Luo Feng stared at the single-horned knight. "Is that what Flame Emperor instructed you to do? Did you convey the news of my arrival? Don't bother trying to tell me that there is no way you can inform him at present. Flame Emperor is the one and only universe master of the entire Yan Shen race. He definitely would have caught wind of any news that spread to this area at any time. Don't get so anxious, Blade River Emperor." To his credit, the single-horned knight was not shaken by Luo Feng flaring up. "I have just sent word to Flame Emperor. He is currently in the original star, so to return from the original star, he could make use of God Country transportation, which will bring him here in no time," Luo Feng said with indifference. "You lead the way. I will follow your arrangements for now and take a rest in the palace. I shall just wait to see when this Flame Emperor will turn up. Please follow me." The single-horned knight showed similar disregard for Luo Feng as he led the way in front. The two walked into the secondary palace hall. After instructing the servants to prepare a spread of delicacies, the single-horned knight left. "A nobody! And with such arrogance!" The single-horned knight growled once outside. He looked toward the palace. With much disdain, he mused. "Even though you are an undying life form, you only possess the powers of a secondary universe knight at the very best. You excel at escape tactics. Who are you to show disrespect to our Flame Emperor? If not for Flame Emperor's command to not create trouble, I would have shown you the consequences for being disrespectful." Humph! With that, the single-horned knight turned and left. He could not be bothered with Luo Feng. In the secondary palace, a fine spread of delicacies from different locations throughout the universe was served. There was also a fine selection of wine. The food alone would have cost undying emperors their entire fortunes. "This second brother of mine certainly puts on quite a show," Luo Feng thought, sitting at the table. Someone leaked the news about my whereabouts, and I am almost certain it was him who discreetly spread the news. He clearly knew I was coming, and yet he chose to delay our meeting. I am here by the orders of sitting mountain guests, and I wield enough power to drive the force armor, which is why I am here for it. This is our teacher's command, yet he is putting on the airs of a universe master. Luo Feng could only shake his head. The force armor belonged to Luo Feng to begin with. Flame Emperor had been using it for a long time, and now that its rightful owner had appeared, he was in no rush to return it. On the contrary, it seemed he ordered his underlings to deal with Luo Feng so that he could hold on to force armor. I shall wait, Luo Feng said to himself. Now, to see how long I have to wait. This matter has already been blown out of proportion. The supreme beings in this universe are coming after my life. News has spread all over the place, and I am certain our teacher, sitting mountain guest, must have known and is also paying close attention to everything happening here. Second brother, oh second brother. With teacher keeping an eye on you, I would like to see how far you can go in this game. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days passed. Then 1 month. Then 2 months, and still, there was no news. Flame Emperor still had not arrived. More delays, he just continues delaying. Luo Feng closed his eyes and mediated while staying connected with the virtual universe with his consciousness. He waited in silence. This power was, after all, inferior to humans. He could only wait. Flame Emperor sat cross-legged in one of the ancient forests on the original star. He was attentively feeling for the waves coming from the distance. If precious valuables were about to appear, there would be unique signs to announce their presence. Third brother, he muttered, allow me to tame that arrogance of yours. An extraordinary genius from the human race? I was much stronger than you back then. I shall help you understand why a junior like yourself should respect someone with seniority. Luo Feng had already stayed in the palace for a year or more, and during this period, he had been waiting peacefully and patiently. One day, as Luo Feng was meditating cross-legged, he suddenly heard a loud noise. A powerful force dispersed over his surroundings, enshrouding the entire palace grounds. Every being within the palace grounds, from servants to undying warriors, rushed out immediately to bow their respect. Luo Feng also opened his eyes, then said, finally you're here. Long. The surrounding time and space changed. Luo Feng merely observed the transformation happening. Then he found himself in a spacious palace hall. On the throne of this palace sat a towering, lofty figure. He was densely covered with scales. With that gigantic horn, he was the very picture of the Yan Shen race. His eyes looked down at the waiting Luo Feng, who felt an intangible power. It felt as if he had been cast into a burning furnace. Second brother, Luo Feng said, raising his head to meet Flame Emperor's eyes. He smiled. Second brother, you are finally here. I, your younger brother, have been waiting a long time. The towering figure stood up. Step by step, he made his way down the stairs. His godly body shrank as he moved, and by the time he reached the bottom of the stairs, he had reduced to a height comparable to that of Luo Feng. From an earthling's point of view, Flame Emperor carried an overbearing arrogance, and ignored the presence of all others. This arrogance was in his bones, his very soul. It emanated from him naturally. There was no pretense at all. This was different from some other proud and arrogant great beings. Flame Emperor's arrogance and self-honor were so convincing that many people exclaimed that he was truly deserving to be their overlord. Third brother, Flame Emperor said, looking at Luo Feng with a trace of friendliness in his gaze. I was on the original star, fighting with countless other great beings from the other races for valuables. I met with the crucial moment when a valuable first appeared, so I was delayed for quite a while. I trust you did not take it to heart. Of course I didn't, Luo Feng replied. Flame Emperor nodded and said, I had a chat with Pu Ti. Our teacher, sitting mountain guest, has also given me some orders. As for you, I did gather some informative materials intentionally. You are certainly one in a million, an extraordinary genius from the human race. But you should know that everything you have today is because of teacher's faith in you. Do not be proud. Train humbly and become a universe knight as quickly as you can. Then move on to the status of a universe master. Your first brother and I are waiting for that day to arrive. Luo Feng gave a slight frown. He did not like this display of superiority that Flame Emperor was showing, but he dealt with the situation by replying, Of course, I will work hard. Luck is with you. You can take on the life or death inheritance of the Star Tower to become Sitting Mountain Guest's third disciple. Flame Emperor looked at Luo Feng. That's why you should cherish this opportunity more than ever. Do not ever disappoint our teacher. Second brother, Luo Feng replied immediately. You must know my purpose in coming here. Ha ha! For the force armor. Of course I know. Flame Emperor smiled at Luo Feng. When it came to his third brother, Flame Emperor disliked him. It was purely by instinct. Sitting Mountain Guest had trained the young Flame Emperor wholeheartedly, which was why he had become one of the top-notch, transcendent geniuses of the universe. And now, Luo Feng was not the least bit inferior to him. Even Flame Emperor realized that in the future, this third brother would come to own the supreme true treasure, Star Tower. Thus, Flame Emperor saw Luo Feng as an immense threat. Yet Luo Feng was the third disciple Sitting Mountain Guest had dedicated himself to. There was no way Flame Emperor could put a stop to this. Big Brother Pu-Ti was the least of Flame Emperor's concern. He had previously been Sitting Mountain Guest's servant, so his powers were a far cry from those of Flame Emperor. But this third brother, he kept Flame Emperor on his toes. Right, said Luo Feng. Here I am for my force armor. Our teacher instructed me to obtain it from you when I possessed the power to drive it. So now, here I am. Force armor is one of the super true treasures in this vast universe. Flame Emperor replied, gazing at Luo Feng. It has limitless power, and you have only just become undying. You are still too weak to unleash its power. You might even lose the force armor if it were under your possession. The way I see it, for the sake of the force armor and for your own safety, my brother, you should continue cultivating your power. It is not too late for you to obtain the force armor when you have become a universe knight. I shall gladly continue to take care of it for you, and when you have become a universe knight, I will deliver it straight into your hands. Inside the palace, Luo Feng, who was already dissatisfied with Flame Emperor, was infuriated. Force armor belongs to me, he thought. Whether I am able to use it or not, and whether I might lose it or not has nothing to do with you. I'm here to take the force armor under Masters Washan Ku's command, and all you need to do is give me the force armor. Why were you rambling? Though Luo Feng was full of anger, his only choice was to suppress it. Flame Emperor looked at Luo Feng, grinning. Brother, he said, train yourself well and become a universe knight. Then you can use the force armor. Luo Feng smiled. Second brother, he said, I was able to survive being hunted by all the great beings in the universe without force armor. If I can get force armor now, I'll be much more powerful and far less likely to die. You don't need to worry about me, second brother. Just give me the force armor. Don't take any chances, Flame Emperor shouted. His voice trembled Luo Feng's soul. Force armor is a super true treasure desired even by universe masters. How can you dare attempt to try your luck? Flame Emperor stared at Luo Feng. His power permeated outward like a physical force, suppressing Luo Feng like mountains. Force armor may have belonged to you, but it was, after all, created by Masters Washan Ku after endless time and energy. You should be able to guarantee that you won't lose it. I'm doing so for your own best interests. Train yourself and become a universe knight, then I'll give you the force armor. Flame Emperor's voice rumbled, shaking Luo Feng's soul. However, Luo Feng's willpower was robust, and even without Tower Pearl, it was as strong as that of a universe overlord. Flame Emperor was only a powerful universe master proficient in close combat. He wasn't able to change a universe overlord's mind with his voice alone. Second brother, do I sense that? Are you reluctant to give me the force armor? Luo Feng gazed at Flame Emperor. Hung! Flame Emperor suddenly became furious, and the entire palace was trapped in anger. His power suppressed Luo Feng. Third brother, Flame Emperor said, I've been keeping the force armor for you for hundreds of millions of years under the order of Masters Washan Ku, and I'll give it to you when you're strong enough. Although you can utilize the force armor, you're still weak, and I'm doing this for your best interest. If you lose the force armor, you'll disappoint Masters Washan Ku. Don't worry about that. Luo Feng was firm. I'll tell Masters Washan Ku myself if I lose it. Tell him? How are you going to tell him? Flame Emperor asked him. It's none of your business, Luo Feng answered. Just because you've accomplished a little bit, you became so arrogant? Flame Emperor shook his head. Luo Feng looked at Flame Emperor and said calmly, No need to say more, second brother. I'm here today to take force armor. Are you going to give it to me or not? You're not powerful enough, said Flame Emperor. But Luo Feng cut him off. I don't have the power to take it from you if you're not willing to give it to me. My only recourse is to tell Masters Washan Ku later. If Masters Washan Ku thinks you should still keep force armor, I won't bother you again. Luo Feng slightly bowed. I'll show myself out. Luo Feng turned around and started to leave. Flame Emperor was startled. He had never said that he was unwilling to give up force armor. He wanted Luo Feng to back off on his own. Flame Emperor believed that if Luo Feng gave up, Masters Washanku wouldn't meddle. After all, it was Luo Feng who conceded first. Flame Emperor couldn't say no directly, as it contradicted the order of Masters Washanku. "Third brother!" Flame Emperor yelled. However, Luo Feng didn't stop. "Stop!" Flame Emperor yelled. His voice shook the very space and time around him. Luo Feng went back to the palace after seeing the scenes around him change. He looked at Flame Emperor and said, "Why are you stopping me? I'm going to see Masters Washanku." "When did I say I was refusing to give it to you?" demanded Flame Emperor. "I was just telling you that you're weak. But if you really want it regardless of my warnings, then I'll have to give it to you. Don't blame me if you lose it in the future. This is force armor." Flame Emperor turned his hands around, and a set of exquisite diamond armor appeared on his palm. There were engravings dimming on the armor. The force armor was like a heavenly god in Flame Emperor's hands, and Luo Feng held his breath looking at it. Gazing at force armor, Luo Feng was thrilled. It was derived from many more solid pieces of armor: general armor, king armor, and emperor armor, and it was a superior true treasure prepared by Washanku for his third disciple. Even a pinnacle universe master like Flame Emperor was reluctant to give it away. After all, he had never obtained a true treasure like force armor or Flame Emperor halberd on his own. "What are you still waiting for?" Flame Emperor said. Luo Feng reached out his hands, and his godly power wound around the force armor like threads. He pierced force armor with a trace of his godly power and seared his life imprint in it, and at the same time, ancient information on force armor flooded Luo Feng's mind. Luo Feng put force armor into his world ring. "Second brother, I'll take my leave now," said Luo Feng with a smile. "I'll come back and see you again, if I have the chance." "You can come here whenever you want," Flame Emperor said. Luo Feng left the main palace immediately and walked along the portal separating the space palaces and the outside. The palaces were isolated from the surrounding space ripples, which meant it was impossible to teleport outside. The only one who could do that was Flame Emperor, the owner of the palace. Luo Feng teleported himself immediately after leaving the palaces and left the territory of the Flame God race using the God Country transportation of one of his slaves. Flame Emperor stood outside the main palace, leaning against the handrail as Luo Feng left using God Country transportation. "Hung, third brother," Flame Emperor whispered. "Impressive. Both of the two candidates died during life or death inheritance, yet you survived." Although he claimed that Luo Feng was lucky, he knew clearly that Washanku had a wide range of options for his disciple. There were billions of beings in each generation on Earth, and Luo Feng was the first one to succeed in billions of years. Even without Washanku's training, he was exceptional. Flame Emperor had become who he was today after endless suffering, but he knew that the obstacles Washanku gave him were not tricky. Life or death inheritance was the most terrifying one. "He took the force armor in the end," Flame Emperor said, slowly calming himself down. Though he was wary of Luo Feng, he knew that even if Luo Feng became a universe master with Star Tower, he was, at most, an exceptional universe master who could suppress him. Being a universe master was not enough to kill him. Unless he became a universe supreme master. There are only few universe supreme masters in the universe. As long as a race has a universe supreme master, it's a pinnacle race. Only superpowers who have universe supreme masters on their side are the real top-tier superpowers. They're able to turn back time to resurrect universe overlords, and they can withstand the backlash from the universe easily. They all have exceptional skills. They're able to control the sky and land wherever they go, and even universe law has to avoid them. Masters Washanku is one of them. Only if someone becomes a supreme master can they be at the top of the universe. Flame Emperor's eyes gleamed with desire. He wasn't willing to be second best to anyone, which was why he had always been so determined to improve his power sharply. Though he had Washanku as his teacher, he had made his breakthrough mainly through independent practice. He already stood among the top-tier universe masters, and he was only one step away from becoming a universe supreme master. The term, Supreme Master, was self-explanatory enough. They were considered the most powerful beings in existence. They were able to dominate an entire territory of the universe. They could wander the universe alone without fear of being disturbed. They could also admit talents as their disciples by robbing other races without being stopped. "I'll be at your level if I can take one step further, Masters Washanku," Flame Emperor said. He turned around and walked back to his palace. Human territory, Ganwu Universe country. Masha Luo Feng walked out of a pit on an arid planet. My god country is 3,300 light years away. Masha Body stepped forward. In no time, he traveled 1,000 light years forward. Masha Body was able to merge with space better than Universe Knights, and when becoming a special life form after absorbing the essence from Space Heart, Masha Body had been able to perfectly merge with space. He had even gained the talent technique domain, by which he could teleport himself 100 light years at one time. After becoming undying, his godly power and mind were significantly improved, and he could teleport himself as far as Universe Knights. He entered the space interlayer after 3 teleportations. He teleported once more and entered his god country. The god country was boundless, and the remote ocean was expanding slowly. In the sky above the remote ocean, Luo Feng walked out from the gleaming golden palace and stood on the waves. Force armor! Luo Feng was covered by a suit of transparent armor, which had completely integrated with his godly body. Each fiber of force armor was combined with Luo Feng's muscles and organs, and boundless strength filled his body. The power felt magnificent, omnipotent. Luo Feng closed his eyes and reveled in it. No wonder it's a true treasure prepared by Masters Washan Ke, Luo Feng exclaimed. He had already received the information while with Flame Emperor. Force armor was a special suit of armor. Unlike other true treasures that required law comprehension to be utilized, force armor required the strength of godly bodies, like soldier armor, general armor, and king armor. The sturdier the godly body was, the more powerful force armor would be. A gigantic shadow suddenly appeared. It was Golden Horn Beast. Luo Feng smiled. Try the force armor on, he said. The transparent armor flew toward Golden Horn Beast like a beam of light, merging with the godly body of Golden Horn Beast.